Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. Going to get into an emotion here that we may be dealing with, looking for a way to navigate our way through it. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. So, we have, let me see which one's negative, which one's positive. We have anxious and control. Well, this is a normal experience when we're anxious about something or worked up. Uh, we try to control things to make it go away. It's uncomfortable. I don't like how this feels. I want it to change. Uh, Depending on what it is, this can be something that's real, or it can be something that our mind's making up. And when our mind's making up something, it's something in that ego, that shadow space, that is an embedded fear, an insecurity, something that makes us feel uncomfortable, less than, and we can lead our whole life with controlling situations to keep that fed. Just look at it like a little parasite in there that loves sugar. And the more that we control things, the more sugar it gets, and it tames it down, like an overprotective uh, individual of self or even of a child. Anything that they do makes us feel uncomfortable, so we try to control things to not make us feel uncomfortable. This could also just be something in the external that is making us anxious, is making us uncomfortable, and we're trying to control things around us. We're trying to stop it. We're trying to fill that void with something to make this feeling stop. It all goes back to these fears. And uh, everybody can say, I'm not scared of anything, or that doesn't bother me. Well, clearly it does, because we wouldn't feel this way. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It's normal. We all have these things in this space. But when we find out what it is, and we can just sure title it, I'm afraid of X, Y, or Z, but what's it really there for? Where did it come from? And when we can see that, we can navigate it a bit easier. Obviously that's personal, and we need to do some reflection or talk to someone about it to be able to see what it is, because normally we can't always see that, because we just see the fear and we're living it, we're in it, it's uncomfortable, and this is what I'm asphyxiated on, and I want it to go away. But it all goes back to these things. So, like I said before, we're going to control everything around us. Let's say we don't have a job all of a sudden and we can't pay our bills. Well, that's a pretty normal fear. Anybody would say, yeah, that'd make me feel scared. That would make me feel uncomfortable. And we're trying to fix it. We're trying to stop that. Is it getting worse? Is it getting more out of control? Is there some sort of stability wound, or is there this connection to money somehow that we were always in lack, and we've experienced that all throughout our life? That would be a pretty good sign that there is something there that maybe we picked up along the way through being raised in that through generations, or it's something ancestrally, or we experienced something that created this new wound, and we really never fully healed from it. We never trusted again. The basic anxious and control with, say, we have children or we don't, and we were just raised in uh, a household that really triggered our nervous system, and or maybe our parents carried something like that, and we picked that up, we embodied it, and we just think this is normal. Maybe we don't think it's normal, but we're stuck with it, and we can't get rid of it. And the only way to satisfy that parasite with its sugar is by controlling things to keep us safe. Putting that fire out, that is a real thing, and we can't just turn it off. It is in there, it's embedded, but until we can work backwards and find out what that true wound is, can we ever really escape it? Otherwise, we will uh, always be kind of living this, and it's not very comfortable. It's not an enjoyable experience. I do feel called to say, uh, let's say we're not really, maybe we are aware of this term, uh, an empath, and not so much in a way of I have empathy for people, but I feel energy. I pick up shit that isn't mine. Maybe we don't know that. Maybe we're going to dig into that and do some self-explanatory experiments Uh, from my past, I learned something like that, and a lot of this wasn't even mine. I was picking up energy. We can do some trial and errors. Obviously, everyone, it will be personal to them and what works for them. But if you start to feel an energy that came out of nowhere and you don't know why it's there, uh, see if you can release it. Allow it to pass through you. If you're picking up energies that aren't yours, allow it to flow through you. Don't take ownership of things so quick because it may not be yours. But if you are this type and you do, your whole life you would have felt something like this and it wasn't yours. And we try to control things and nothing would shut it off because it wasn't yours to shut off in the first place. The opposite of anxious is composed. The opposite of control is passive. This is going with if we are picking up energies that aren't ours, uh, we're not going to react right away and we're going to allow it to flow through us. First, taking ownership of it. If it is ours, like say we're aware that, hey, there is a wound here. I did struggle with this, or I understand where it came from. I'm going to acknowledge it. And if I'm making this mindset to leave this space of allowing it to control my life or make decisions for me, and I have to control everything uh, that triggers it, or it wants its sugar, so I have to feed it. I'm going to make this mindset that I'm not going to react anymore. I have to be okay in my mind to say there's going to be a little bit of a rocky road here getting through this because however long in my life I reacted a certain way, and my cells in my body and my mind are ready to do that. So it might take a little bit of time, but I'm going to work through this. Tower reverse, denial. This is justifying anything and everything in our mind to say that the need to control this has reason, that it is valid. We can talk anything and everything into our mind to keep this alive, this aspect, this shadow, this trigger, this wound, this trauma, whatever it is. We can deny that it is wrong, that everything that we're doing is valid. It has reasoning. I am unsafe. I cannot uh, feel safe until I do X, Y, or Z in my experience. That is valid because we're justifying it. We have proof. We are making proof. Until we really take accountability or see the reasoning why, we'll stay in that space. And like I said, we can justify this in our mind very easily because it's valid to the shadow, to this wound, and it wants its sugar. And its sugar is keeping itself alive and an idea of us staying safe. Five of Wands reversed, resolution. There always is one, but we'd have to be open-minded about it. Like I said, any type of control that is led with this has reason. If we need it to be proven, we can just look at fear in general. When people are afraid, they will do anything. We've seen this take place in the world a couple years ago. When people are scared, they will do anything to make themselves feel safe. On a smaller scale, what is inside? Maybe we do drastic things to make ourselves feel safe. But we want this to stop. And how do we do it? Well, we change something or we force something to do so. We really have to be open-minded. We have to, otherwise we won't be able to see anything. And to be open-minded is going against what we know takes precedent over what is truly true. Eight of Pentacles, diligence. It would never be easy. It is not easy, but it can be done, and it is done through self. A lot of reflection, a lot of effort that we're going to make to want to be on the other side. I'm sure if we've No, that's the wrong card. I'm sure if we felt this for long enough, we should be able to up on patterns of doing this, and we should be able to funnel it down that it all touches on something. And when we see that, we can dig in there. But we have to be able to see whatever that funneled into, how much that has limited us or made decisions that weren't really the best for us, or behaviors or choices, whatever it is, and say, you know what, I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish I could be like what everybody else appears to be living or experiencing their life like. And I want to be on that other end. I want to be free of this and really work towards it, which means holding accountability to ourselves through those times. And sure, we might make mistakes here and there, or what we deem as mistakes, but it is it's that end goal that we're rooting for here. Queen of Swords, informed decisions. This is thoughts, really being composed and straightforward with ourselves. We have to little tough love at times, and that's not going to be so easy when it's up against a fear and all we want to do is feel safe, however that may be. And we are leaving this space of having to control things. Obviously, I'm not saying putting ourselves in danger, but depending on how deep this goes, everything can be qualified as danger in our mind. Ugh. King of Cups, a balanced heart. This is, I like to go with emotional wisdom, really getting to the root cause of everything, being okay with ourselves through that experience. We have to kind of be our own supporter, which can be a bit difficult when we're going up against an aspect of ourselves that we may not want to acknowledge or look at, and or that we feel keeps us safe. Maybe journaling or documenting some things of what I struggle with and what I want to be, to always reference a comparison through these times of this trigger or experience when it's taking place, and viewing how I am feeling right now, and does that relate to X, Y, or Z of a wound or a trigger or whatever I'm struggling with, and gives us the ability to navigate through it. Otherwise, we are just getting worked up, and we don't like this feeling, and I want it to stop. Reasonings. Five of Pentacles reversed, resilience. Continuously pushing forward through it, knowing that this is not the end, that this is not the end all be all. I don't know if it was this message or the one before it, but it came through as like making a big decision and taking action on it. And I don't think I ever did this before, but it came in of maybe it would be a good idea. Taking a step into trying to work on something and heal this aspect. Actually saying to yourself, like, hey, this is going to be uncomfortable. Like, I'm aware of that. I know that it's going to be uncomfortable. It might be a better driving force or initiation to be able to stomach or get through the aspect, because we're making a choice at that point. We are choosing to leave this that's been holding us back, this shadow aspect that is inside of us, that has controlled us, that has made decisions, that is the loudest in the room. We probably don't truly hear our true self often because this is the thing that's yelling the loudest, whining, needs its sugar. This isn't going to be easy. But if we did that whole comparison, like, this is what I'm struggling with, and this is what I want to get to, or what I want to be free of, and then in the middle say, this isn't going to be easy, but I know what I'm going after, and I want to be free, and I'm going to be. Reflecting on that through those times is a reminder. Because if, like, I'll use the example as a relationship. Let's say we were in a toxic relationship and we left. and we felt free, and we were healing and whatever, and we were free. We didn't have to be in that anymore. And then we get into this rut, and we start to say, oh, maybe I should have stayed, or it was safer, or it was more comfortable, or at least I had this or that. And we forget the reason we left, because we're missing something again. There's this void. Uh, Without that true comparison, if I would have made notes of how horrible that relationship was when I was in it, like true heartfelt notes, and I would have read that during that period, it would have been a great reminder. But now I'm in this place of lack, and I'm looking back and saying, well, it was just easier to have stayed. You know, if I was in that hellhole and I would have wrote down what I was going towards, would have been the polar opposite, would have been amazing. You know, this is a great tool to reflect on. And right in the middle, a reminder that, hey, this isn't going to be easy, but I'm leaving this and I'm going towards this. This can be used in any aspect of our life, and we can be free from this. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.